now you're getting nice and tired. This is a great time to work on leave it. Okay, so the last video we started talking about drop it. And this is, and you can interact with me if you want. If you have questions, feel free to ask. Okay. I just want it on video so that you can watch it later if you want. Yeah. And so that Angela can watch it if she wants, so that she gets the same information. Yeah. So just to recap, the video I just sent you, we talked about drop it. So I brought one of my rope toys because he's never seen this one. Yeah. It's a new thing, you know, it's new shiny thing. Anytime you're working on training, it's always a good idea to have a couple of toys, like a toy like that or like this that you don't let him have any other time. Yeah. Only during training, because then it's like, ooh, you're bringing out the fun thing that I don't get all the time, you know. And so you get a little bit more focus out of him that way. So with the drop it, it's, you know, get him interested in it, and oh, you good boy. And then randomly while you're playing, see, now he wants to tag, and that's a good thing. So I'm gonna hold on to it, just make it boring, super boring. Drop, yes, because he let go. And now, drop, take it, and then give it back to him. So hold on to it, make it super boring. The second he unclenches his jaws from it, because eventually he will out of boredom. Yeah. He'll be like, oh, this is no fun, you're not moving it. So the second he unclenches, you say drop, because right now we're just teaching him what that word means. It means let go of it, the thing you have. Yeah. But then you give it right back, and you bring it back to life. Yes, and I say take it, so that he knows I'm giving him permission to have it back. So with dogs, it's kind of, when you're training, there's kind of like a 10-to-1 rule. So especially if it's something that could easily turn into a punisher, like drop, could easily turn into a punisher for them. Because how many times does a dog pick up something and then you're going, no, drop it, drop it, drop it. And you're chasing after him trying to get it because it's a shoe or it's a baby's bottle or whatever it is. And then, but to a dog, they're going, ooh, this just turned into a super fun game. You got really excited. And even though you're yelling at him, you're giving him attention. Does that make sense? So working with him in a game like this, where you get him to drop, but then you give it back to him, helps him understand, when I ask you to drop something, it doesn't necessarily mean the game is over. Yeah. But if you drop it, many times, 9 times out of 10, I'm gonna give it back to you. Yeah. And then I bring it back to life and give him the tug, because that's the reward in this instance. Yeah. This is not a game where you use food. This is a game where you use play, right? So we play tug for a few seconds, get that reward, that attention that he wants, and then we hold it still again. Drop. Yes. Oh, take it. Get it. Oh, you get it? That's a good boy. Oh, very good. But that way, occasionally, you know, when he does get something and you ask him to drop, in that instance, instead of chasing him going, no, 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 drop it, get something like this to trade up with. Yeah. Does that make sense? So get a toy like that rope toy and start moving it around like a snake on the floor and get him interested. And then as he drops that item, yep, good decision, come play with me instead. And then you can get that item. If it's something he can't have back, just pick it up, get it out of the room. But then he's choosing to leave that item and come and play with you. Yeah. And that's the choice that we want him to learn to make. Yeah. So that he learns, when I say drop it, you need to leave that item alone. Yeah. But I'm going to also say it with things that you can have back, so that it doesn't always mean the fun's over. Does that make sense? Yeah. And then you don't get the dog that goes, oh, the second you say drop it, that cues me to run away with it. Instead, it means I drop it and I get something else fun. Yeah. Right? If we're making a good decision, that's a good boy. Get it. Get it. Take it. Oh, that's a good boy. Yes. Oh. And this is a great, I mean, playing leave it, take it, and drop it is going to be a great energy release for him when he's kind of in a hyper mood. Yeah. Play this. This tugging will help wear out some energy. And he's also learning, because he has to learn some impulse control with leave it. So now we're going to hold it. Drop. Yes, good boy. Take it. But he just like gently let go. That's good. Good boy. So, you know, just do that repetitively. As soon as he unclenches, drop. Yes! And then give it back to him. Bring it back to life. Now, I'm going to ask him to leave it. Oh. And you can do this with food too, but he wasn't as interested in the food. Once we got in here, he was more interested in play. Yeah. So we're going to roll with that. Drop.
I'm surprised he wasn't interested in food because he hasn't eaten.
Well, I've been feeding him some of his food a lot on the training walk because I have a baggie of it in my pouch.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, I just scooped it for you so that you.
Thank you.
And I brought it the thing up here so he didn't water all over.
Now watch. He gets it. I don't want him to get it, but if he gets it, we're going to just wait it out. Leave it. I'm waiting for him to take his eyes off of it for a second. Yes, take it. Good boy. Good boy. Right now, it's like a split second. Does that make sense? I
remember reading a little bit of that last night.
Okay, so in the beginning, it's going to be super short.
Yeah.
As he starts to understand, if I leave it alone, you'll give it to me, then you'll kind of, it'll be like at first it's just a split second.
Yeah.
Because he's brand new at learning this, so we can't expect him to sit and like sit still and wait for a minute and a half. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. Leave it. Yes, good boy. Take it. I like to do the take it because then he knows I'm giving you permission to have it back. Take it, and then we'll play.
Yeah.
And then we'll play, and that's his reward. Is the play, the tug, the interaction, the good boy. Very good. Good job, Bubba.
Yeah, because I remember reading that in the thing. It was like you were working on sit and stuff. It was like eye contact and
focus.
I remember a little bit.
He gives good eye contact.
I might have to reread it.
That's okay. That's okay. It's just kind of a little laid out into steps, but I'm going to make videos for you anyway.
I'll print it out, so I actually have it.
Hey. Hi. Drop. Good boy. Leave it. Nope. Now, I don't want you to be like doing that.
No.
Right?
I try to get the
leave it.
The kid.
Good boy, yes. Take it. Take it.
I try to get the kid not to do that with her hands.
Yes. Because then it's and I have to remind my daughter too, and she's 8, but I have to remind her too. You know, when you're doing this and putting the toy up here, you're encouraging the dog to jump on you.
Exactly.
Number 1, and you're teasing them.
Yeah.
This is not teasing, this is teaching. Because we're not going to take it and then go ha ha and take it away. Good boy. That was actually a good leave it. I didn't even ask you to. You sit, please. You know, it's been several seconds now, so then I'm going to ask him to do it again. Hey, can you sit? No. 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 Yes. Take it. Get it. Get it. So the second he sat when I asked him to, that's when I gave him that reward. Because he was starting to get a little jumpy and hypery. And so instead, I'm asking him for an acceptable alternative. Does that make sense?
Yes.
So then I can re-engage him in the play. So for now, work on the drop it, and then give it when you give it back to him. Say take it or get it or whatever comes naturally to you. And then you're so strong. You're so strong. You are.
He is strong.
Of course, drop. Good boy. Leave it. Leave it. Nope. I'm not going to bring it back to life because. Sir. Good boy. Leave it. Yes! He looked at me. As soon as his eyes shifted to me, that's when he gets it. Because he took his attention off of it. Yeah. For now, it's a split second.
Yeah.
But it'll work up to, you can count up to like 3 seconds and then give it back to him. And then maybe 5 or 10 seconds to give it back to him. So, but if you go too long and he's trying to grab it, it just means you've gone too far. So just back up in the time a little bit. GoPro, stop recording.